Hi everybody, it's Diana with Stamping with Di. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Teach Me Tuesdays episode 286. And I'm going to do a really cute fall card. I haven't used this bundle yet and I was just like screaming to be used. Jeff was out working on his tractor and I thought, you know what, I need to get out the Tractor and Company bundle. So that's what I'm going to do today. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. So welcome to my channel. If you are new, I'm in the chat room during the video premiere, so head on over there. I'll be there with my friends. If you're watching the replay and you have a question or a comment, leave it below, and then YouTube lets me know, and then I can reach out to you. So that's what we're going to do today. I am going to show you, yesterday I did the paper pumpkin, and I told you, I thought of this even better card, after I had did the video, so I'm going to show you, that before I get started. And I also want to remind you about free shipping that is from the 22nd to the 24th of October. So I want to tell you about that as well. So I think that's all I need to remind myself to tell you. So close your eyes for a second while I get my camera adjusted. So yesterday for my video, I did my mimeograph Monday with a twist. And this was the original card. And then I changed it to be like this. So I colored with the Old Olive Stampin' Blends on top of this, so it gave the tree like a color. And I also colored on the back side, and then I used a little rectangle that came with the kit for the little stem or the trunk. But afterwards I was like messing around and I was like, this looks so much better. So look how amazing this one looks. So this is my favorite. So what I did was I just used that same, I just used this, but instead of turning it over so you see the felt or the flocking, I didn't turn it over. So so that if you look, the flocking is like underneath here. I just put it on like this, and I left the rectangle so you could see the line that was on there. I kind of liked that a little better. But all I did was I just colored it with Old Olive, light Old Olive, dark Old Olive. I also used dark Mossy Meadow, and I just put some lines in there just to kind of give a little movement onto it. I made it say Deck the Halls instead. I put little more gel pen, and I put some little gel pen spots, so it almost looks like snow. And then of course I put the bling. But I love how this looks even better. So I just wanted to share that with you because I just think it is stinking adorable. All right, so I just wanted to show you that. All right, so I also want to remind you about the free shipping that's going to be going on. This is October the 22nd to the 24th. And if you're in the United States, if you're ordering from me, you have to spend $75 before that will turn the free shipping on. So 75 is kind of the magical number, right? Which turns the free shipping on. It also earns you my little mini masterpiece. So the little mini masterpiece for the month of October is this really cute one here. And this is when you order 75 before tax and shipping in my store for the month of October. So you just kind of, I would work on your shopping list. I don't think I would start your cart yet because you want to start the order on the 22nd because then it will apply that, that free shipping. But I have like a list. I have just been like jotting down like, okay, I need to add this and this. So I like free shipping, especially I grab things that I use a lot, like my basic white cardstock. I go through that like crazy. My envelopes, my favorite blend colors. my grid sheets, my seal, my green tip glue, like things like that that I'm always, using. I always love grabbing that for when there's no shipping. All right. So let's get started. So I'm going to do, let me get here. I'm using the Tractor and Company. It also has a coordinating die, so I'm using that as well. I'm also going to use the More Than Autumn. Now, More Than Autumn is on the last chance list. So grab this because it is so adorable. I love the fonts. I love when they have a stamp set that has printing and writing. And this font is super, super cute. So I'm going to use those together. And then I'm also using this Splendid Autumn 6x6 DSP pack. Now this is like a bunch of it. You don't get this many in a pack, but this is, because it's just a perfect colors and stuff. All right, so let's get started. So I have some basic white cardstock, and I'm just going to get all my little things stamped, and then I'll die cut them out. All right. So we have Old Olive. Now I'm also going to grab my Stampin' Pierce mat, and I just write stamping only. Like one side I stamp on it, the other side is the Pierce side. All right, so we're going to do some stamping. So first off, we have Old Olive, and I'm going to do my Tractor with Old Olive. And I inked my pads up so they're nice and juicy. So we have the Tractor. And I didn't, cause see how it's got like some lights and darks? I didn't mix my ink up super well when I inked up my pad, because I wanted it to look a little mottledy, or I don't know what to call it, but it's just like not even. But it looks super cute on the Tractor, so I just kind of left it like that. All right, and then we have the wagon. All right, I also want to do some corn. So I have some corn. Okay, let's see what else. I think that's all I want to do with the Old Olive. Right. I want to do some pumpkins because this is going to be like a fall card. So we're going to have pumpkins be in our wagon. This also comes with Christmas trees and hay. I mean, it's really, really cute. All right, so I inked up my pumpkin too, so it's really fun looking. All right, so we have our pumpkin. And I think that's all I want to do with the pumpkin color. Then we have Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to do some straw. And then what I'll do is I will cut these apart before I run it through my cut and emboss. I'm just doing it all on one piece of paper just to save some time. All right, what else do I need to do? I need to do my corn. And I'm always like, this is the corn. So but my eyeball always doesn't catch it like when it's sitting on my desk. All right, so we have some cute corn. And I think that's all I'm going to stamp that needs to be die cutted out, because I need a die cut out. Oh, I need to do some wheels. Hold on a second. I need to do some wheels. Can't drive your tractor around if it doesn't have any wheels. Jeff's tractor, he had to go and get, he had a flat tire, so he had to go get that fixed. And then yesterday, he had to get a new battery. So luckily, everything is being built out here, so you don't have to drive too far to get anything anymore. All right, so I need one big tire and 3 little tires. So I think I'm like looking at all my little pieces. I think that's all I need, because some of the other things will just get die cutted out of cardstock. All right, so I'm going to take this over with my Tractor and Company, and I'm going to die cut all this out. Okay, so here it's all my pieces, as well as some of the extra ones that I just did in cardstock. So the paper I cut was this pattern, because I wanted to have, you know, the sky, a little bit of the ground, but then I'm kind of using some of the green as like field, you know, kind of looks or whatever. All right, so let's just kind of move these up a little bit so I can show you how I'm going to do this. All right, so I have my tractor, and I need some dimensionals. All right, so I have my tractor, and I'm just going to place it on here. I'm not going to glue it yet, because I want to make sure my tires are going to be right, like, because I want my tires to be along here. I don't want to glue it too low and then my tires like underneath. So this just kind of helps me get it figured out. I'm going to put a couple dimensionals, and I'm just using the smaller dimensionals, and I'm putting them on the bottom so that I'm able to tuck stuff above. All right, so I want my tractor, because I want my wheel there. So I'm going to put my wheel on. I'll put my wheel on. Okay, all right, so that looks good. And then that's just going to get tucked up underneath there. So I have quite a bit of dimension on this. Okay. And then we have our smaller wheel. And I'm just I want to make sure that the smaller wheel, you know, is pretty even with this one, so the tractor doesn't look like it's tilting up. Now you can also, if you want to add a little, more detail to your tractor, you could take your blend and just take that Old Olive blend. It will kind of lighten up, and you won't see it tons, but you will kind of notice it. So this is just going to give me a little bit of dimension to my tractor. But I'm staying within the stamp, like, so I'm just kind of putting some lines. All right, so let's put our wagon. Now the wagon is going to go back here, but again, I want to make sure my tires are even. So I'm going to take some dimensionals. I'll put some on the bottom of here again because I want to be able to tuck stuff like underneath. Okay. So we've got our little tire. So I'm just holding that kind of there like that. Hopefully you can see with my hand in the way. All right. So that tire looks even with these, so that it's not looking like it's gonna crash. All right, and then it's in place so I can put the other one. Okay, cute, cute. Now this this die has some extra little pieces. So we've got these circles here, and I'm just going to put them in the tires so that the tire has, you know, that little yellow hubcap or whatever you would call it. So I'm just going to consider my tractor to be kind of John Deere-like. I don't believe that that's the John Deere color. I think John Deere's brighter, but we're just going with it. Okay, and then you've got the little smaller ones. What's nice is this die, the smaller little one, it does 3 at a time. So one run through the machine gives you 3 little hubcaps for your tractor and your wagon. Okay, I'm just kind of pushing on there to make sure it stays, because I'm not putting tons of glue because these are kind of tiny and I don't want the glue getting like everywhere, so I'm just putting a couple little drops on there. Okay, so that looks good. I'm going to take my dark daffodil blend. So just like I did on the tractor, I'm just going to put a little bit on that one side. And it will be really subtle because this is daffodil cardstock. But it just gives it, you know, a little definition. All right. Now I also have my pumpkins. So we have our cute little pumpkins. So I'm going to take the dark pumpkin blend, and I'm just going to draw a line, and it's just going to make my pumpkin have a little bit of definition. So see, my pumpkin looks a little more realistic. I'm going to put a little bit on the bottom there. You might not see it as I stick it in the wagon. But just like I colored on that ephemera from the paper pumpkin, you know, it was already colored. I love doing this with an image that's already stamped too with the blend, because it just adds a little bit more detail in there. Because doesn't that make that pumpkin look even more realistic? All right, and then I'm going to take my number 600, and I think I'm going to do it darker. I'm going to go 400. And make my stem have a little bit of color on it. And then that's also going to help differentiate, that's a big word, the pumpkins from the bales of hay or straw or whatever they are that I'm going to put behind. So I'm going to do the same thing with the pumpkins. I'm just putting the dimensionals on the bottom so it'll tuck up underneath. But I'm not putting it here so I can put that straw back there. So I'm just going to lift this up, because remember I didn't put any dimensionals there. Now this will keep my wagon up high because it's just resting on the pumpkin. All right, so now I have my straw. Come here, straw. I also want to take that little dark old olive like I did on the tractor. We're going to put a little bit on our wagon. And this is fun to do too, like if you want something to be more crisper. All right, I like that. Just gives it a little bit of something extra. All right, so let's take our straws. I love these little straw bales. They're so cute. All right, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my dark daffodil, and I'm going to put a little bit on the edge here, and I'm going like rough. Like I'm wiggling it because it's straw. So you don't need, it doesn't have to worry about it being like smooth. So I'm just going on the edge like that. And then I'm going to take that same marker and we're going to put some little like marks. Because it's got some white ones, so I'm not going to try to cover too much of the white because I want to keep those little white ones. But I'm putting some darker little marks, and that just gives the hay bales a little more definition. And then sometimes, like, you don't even, I mean, you see it, but you don't realize what it is. You just kind of like, oh, that looks cool or whatever. But it just gives your straw just a little bit more something, something. Excuse me. All right, so now we have our straw. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put my straw on with dimensionals, but I'm putting them down along the bottom, and we will tuck these on the sides. All right, so I'm just going to lift my, my pumpkins, and I'm going to stick my straw bale up underneath like that. And then eventually my corn's going to come in there. Okay. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here. And then we'll put another one here. So they don't have to be even because, you know, they're straw. All right, so now we have our corn. So the corn, I'm just going to put it, you know, kind of back here. So we've got corn in our field. And I'm going to glue, I'm going to put this on with dimensionals too. This has so much dimensionals. But they're kind of helping each other, you know, because they're, you know, this doesn't have dimensionals, so this just kind of props it up. All right, so I'm just going to put this back like that. Okay. And then we'll put the other one. And I'm just tucking it so that I don't, I'm trying not to see the, I'm trying not to see that one like this. I'm trying to hide it if I can behind the straw. I can see that a little bit, but that's okay. All right. Now I also have this, so it's the, whatever that is on the tractor, something to do with the engine. This stuff stinks to high heaven coming out of the tractor because I was out with Jeff when he was messing around, and oh my gosh, the smell that comes out of that is so gross. All right, so I'm just going to take my light black blend, and I want to make my steering wheel be black. All right, so I'm going to put this on. Now you don't have to, you could leave that as it is, but this is kind of neat. It adds a little steering wheel. I mean, it has a steering wheel on here, and I could have just simply colored this, but this is kind of cool because it gives you, now you don't see this as much because of that straw, but you can kind of see it. All right. I mean, I could take my gray. Let me take my light gray granite. And we'll just color that so that this exhaust, whatever the heck it is, has got some gray granite on it. So it's shooting out the stink. But then I just wanted this to be yellow so that the tractor kind of has like, you know, some color on the hood. And then we have the cute little seat. So I'm just gonna, let's see, I need to trim my dimensional. So we have our cute little seat. And I just did it black. I'm just gonna kind of tuck it in there like that. Or not. Hold on a second. Oh, no wonder. Okay, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. My dimensional's in the wrong spot. My glue dot. Whatever it is. So I need to take this other one. I need to put it on the tractor instead. And then I'll just lay my seed on it. So if I put it here, then I know where my seed's gonna go. Come on, seat. Don't fail me now. There we go. Because I'll put another one back there after. All right, so there we have our little seat. All right, and we also have to add our corn. So we have all these cute little corns. And I'm just going to put those on with glue dots. They're the perfect little size for the glue dots. If you can pick them up off the table. But what's cool is this die, if you just do these, and I think we've had a die like this kind of before. So these are corn, but if you look at them this way, and if you did them just with color, they're like little Christmas lights. So you can use them for multiple purposes. All right. Get our corn on there, and then we can put our greeting, we can do our inside. This is just such a cute, I love making scene cards that make a scene. Okay, that seat is just driving me a little bonkers. Oh, I'm just going to use my green tip glue. I'm just going to green tip glue it and be done with it. All right. All right, we're just going to ignore that, and I will fix it another time. All right. Leave it alone, Diana. Get the card done. All right, so we have our corn, and they just kind of stick back like that. So cute. And I could have put another glue dot even so they stuck out even more. Since I dimensionaled the sticks, I could have probably dimensionaled the corn. But this is a little bit faster. But isn't it cute with the little corns back there? And I have lost one somewhere. Because I'm missing a corn, but that's all right. Maybe the crow ate that corn. Oh, here it is. There it is. All right, so we've got our corn on there. So let's do our, let's put it on the card. All right, so I just went with basic white thick as my card base. And this is just simply going to get put on there. And I'm just going to use green tip glue to glue that on there. It surely does not need any more dimension to it. Okay. So cute. Okay, now I'm going to take some gel pen. Put a little gel pen on a few areas. That's probably good enough. All right, so let's bring some scrap over for my greeting. All right, so I'm going to use a greeting from the, what did I say, Nothing Better Than? All right, so I'm going to use Nothing's Better Than, and I'm just going to fussy cut that out. And then the inside, I'm going to use, this is another piece of that DSP, and to me these look like pumpkins. I almost used this paper back here, but it was covered so much and it was fairly dark compared to this one, so I chose like a bit lighter because this was pretty dark, but I wanted to use it still, so I'm gonna put this on the inside. If I can get my seal to go. There we go. So we're going to put this on the inside because they look like little pumpkins. And then we're going to stamp on the inside. And the greeting has so many that, where is it? Right here. So remember, this is last chance. So this is more than autumn, it's called. So it's got nothing's better than pumpkin season, fall, apple, eggnog, cider. I mean, it just has so many different things. And then there's like love you more than, and there's hot cocoa. You can make it be hot cocoa. You can make it be pumpkin spice. I mean, it is so cute. And look at that stinking cute donut. So if you didn't get this, now this is actually $1 million set of Joe Golden's. So if you haven't got that one yet, make sure you grab it before it's gone for good. Because like I said, it is on last chance. And when you're watching this video, hopefully it's still there. But if you're watching this video down, like a few months from now, it could be gone all the way. All right, so I'm going to put, where am I going to put my pie? I'm going to put my pumpkin pie right there. And I'm going to say nothing's better than pumpkin. Isn't this cute font? Pie. So fun. And then I'm just going to color. So I have my light gray granite. Put a little light gray granite on the edge of my pumpkin. Now usually I let it dry a little longer before I start coloring it, but all right, so we have our little pumpkin pie. Then I have, let's do our crust. So our crust is going to be number 600. And this is fun because you could make this be any pie, right? Just by the color that you do it. You could make it be cheesecake if you want. Oh, I love me a good cheesecake. All right, that's number 600. And then this is 400. So put a little 400 on there. And then our pumpkin pie, obviously, is going to be the pumpkin pie blend. And I'm just using the dark. And then finish it with the light. Doesn't that look yummy? And I'm going to take a little Cajun. Oops, as I drop it. Where's my, here it is. Come on, Cajun, get over here. So I'm going to take a little light Cajun and put a little on that edge there. That's just going to darken that pumpkin up just a little bit. There we go. So that just makes it look a little bit more yummy, yummy. All right. And then my gel pen. That looks pretty good. Now me, I'd be putting whipped cream on it. Jeff is not a whipped cream person, but I am. And you could, like if you want, you could cut this and you just use part of that. Or for me, you would use all of that to put on the pie because I love like a little pie with my whipped cream. But you could use this. Just cut that out and you put it on there, and then your pie has some whipped cream on it. But I'm just leaving it like that. All right, so let me bring the card. Put this on the inside, and we are almost done. I just have to put the greeting on the front. So I didn't put any bling on here. No, I didn't put any ribbons because, you know, there's a lot happening on the front there, right? So I don't think you have to have bling or ribbons on every card. All right, hold on. I'm going to get, because I can't leave well enough alone. All right, so I'm going to go nothing's better than, and I'm going to go beep, bop, boop, better than, and then I'm going to go beep, bop, boop, there. So it kind of like makes you go, oh, it's going to say something on the inside. So that looks kind of cute, right? With a little pumpkin pie. All right, so then we're just going to fussy cut. So nothing's better than, okay. And then we just have to figure out where we're going to put it on the card. So I'm like, where do we put it? Do we put it up here? Do we put it here? Here? I'm almost thinking it does look good, just kind of right up on the top of the card. Just up there, like a heading. And I'm just going to put this on with dimensionals too, because everything else is. So nothing's better than, hopefully that's center. Pretty close to the center, hopefully. Nothing's better than pumpkin pie. Yum, yum. And I will fix that seat. So anyways, I love how that turned out. I'm probably going to give this to Jeff because he loves his tractor. He's a blue tractor, but still. All right. So let me say, see you later, alligator. So was that not the cutest little card? So, you know me, I like to, I love to sit in color. So I don't use solid stamps tons, but it does make for very quick stamping. But you can still add some more color to it, right? You can go back in there with the Stampin' Blends and, you know, add a little bit of color here and there. You can do the same thing with the watercolor pencils. You know, now like looking at it, I wish I'd have popped the corn up. But, you know, it's super cute. I think it is adorable little card. All right, so I'm going to stop blabbing. I will see you Friday for my dies shorts. And that, oh yeah, 3 o'clock, Arizona time, same channel. Don't forget about that free shipping. Don't forget about the join special. You can join my team for $35. If you join today for the $35, then what you didn't get in your starter kit, you can order tomorrow from yourself. So you would be actually getting commission plus free shipping again because your kit is free shipping. So if you have any questions at all what I blabbed about today, make sure you holler at me. All right, I will see you Friday. Have a good rest of your week. Bye for now.